Now we are in the beginning of the September, and now the sun has moved towards the south. It is somewhere below the equator. Now the rays of the sun have become slanting over the Indian subcontinent as well as the surrounding water bodies, that is the Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal. Now there is a change in the pressure in the land as well as the sea. Now that area in Rajasthan and Chotanagpur Plateau, which I showed you in the previous map, had low pressure centers, will now gradually develop into high pressure. So it will be the Thar desert with a high pressure. The Chotanagpur Plateau also will be at a high pressure, and there will be a gradual development of low pressure in the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. So it will be, now the winds have a tendency of traveling from a high pressure region to the low pressure region. So now they will be traveling from the land towards the sea. Okay. However, during the retreating monsoon season, the winds move from the northwestern part of India in a northeasterly direction, okay, towards the Bay of Bengal. But they are still humid winds, carry a little bit of moisture in them. On crossing over the Bay of Bengal, however, they pick up some moisture and give rainfall to Tamil Nadu. Now Tamil Nadu experiences the worst season in the entire year during these particular months of retreating monsoon, that is October and November. Heavy rainfall is experienced in the state of Tamil Nadu. However, the climatic condition in northern India is slightly different from southern India. Northern India, as the winds clear out from here and move into the Bay of Bengal towards the south, northern India experiences clear, cool skies, indicating the approach of the winter season. There is no humidity at all in the northern part of India. However, there is a hot and humid feeling over the southern part of India. Now this oppressive sultry weather is called as October heat. You may have experienced this, children, during the month of October. Usually we have the Dasheras, and this is the time most of the year we have experienced rainfall, or it is the sky which is completely overcast with clouds. The humidity is too high and you have a lot of perspiration. Even if you are under the fan, you don't feel the air on your body. The perspiration does not dry. Now this typical weather is called as October heat. It is an oppressive sultry weather which occurs during the month of October and November. And remember, during this time also, low pressure depressions or low pressure systems build up over the Bay of Bengal in the neighborhood of the Andaman and Nicobar Highlands. This is because of the local variation of temperature and pressure. Okay, and these are cyclonic depressions which occur with winds of a very high speed blowing towards the Indian subcontinent in a northwesterly direction. They hit the eastern coast of India, and cyclonic weather occurs over the states of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, West Bengal and Bangladesh. Bangladesh every year is hit by this disaster which is called as the tropical cyclone. These are actually the tropical cyclones. They cause huge damage to the standing crops of Bangladesh and West Bengal and the other areas. But remember children, every natural phenomena has got some disadvantage as well as some advantage. Now this particular phenomena which occurs, which is called as tropical cyclone, helps in a proper distribution of rainfall over the entire Indian subcontinent. So it is because of the tropical cyclone, again the even distribution of rainfall takes place over the entire Indian subcontinent. Now immediately after the retreating monsoon season. Now the retreating monsoon season is actually a transition between the end of the summer monsoon and the beginning of the cold season, that is the northeast monsoon season. Okay, immediately after this, as the sun has moved further south, it has moved further south. Now we will be studying about the winter season, which occurs in the month of December, January and February. The sun has moved comparatively south, and now it is positioned on the Tropic of Capricorn. And you can see very slanting rays of the sun will be reaching the Indian subcontinent. The landmass has cooled down to a great extent. However, there will be a variation in the climate found in northern India as well as in southern India due to the narrow landmass. Southern India and the closeness to the equator. Southern India, however, has a little warmer climate compared to northern India, which has the continental extreme climate. Therefore, it will be recording very cold temperatures. Some of the areas will be recording temperatures around 2 to 3 degrees centigrade also. Okay, now since high pressure, there is an intense high pressure development over the same regions, that is in the Thar desert region and the Chota Nagpur region, and there is high low pressure centered around these oceans. Again, there will be offshore winds, that is winds blowing from the land into the sea. They will be traveling in a northeasterly direction. They will blow across the Bay of Bengal, and again due to the rotation of the earth and the Coriolis effect, they will pick up some moisture from the Bay of Bengal and give the winter rains to the state of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu gets benefited from the retreating monsoon as well as the northeast monsoons. Now, during the winter season, that is during the December, January and February, India gets benefited by two sources of rainfall. One, I told you, it is the northeast monsoon, which blows and gives rainfall to the state of Tamil Nadu. The other source is from the western disturbance. Now this is a depression which occurs of the Mediterranean Sea. It travels over the Middle East of Asia, giving rainfall to Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and it reaches the borders of India. They are called as the western disturbances of the west, the temperate cyclones. They bring rainfall to the northwestern states of India, that is Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, as well as some snowfall, heavy snowfall in the Himalayan region, the sub-Himalayan region also experiences snowfall during this time, and the source is the western disturbance. So children, this is about the mechanism of the monsoon which occurs during the summer as well as during the winter season. Hope you have benefited from my discussion on this particular topic. Now the next part of the climate is the climatic data, which does not give you any information in your textbook, and therefore I will be giving you an idea about what the climatic data is about. Now this is the climatic data, and these are some of the stations which I have given you: New Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. The horizontal row gives you the temperature, the mean monthly temperature of the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November and December. And the second row tells you about the rainfall in centimeters, which is also given monthly. It's a mean monthly rainfall which has been recorded right from January up to December. Now this has been given for each and every station, that is New Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. Now based on these recordings, there are few questions. Now the first question is, find out the hottest and the coldest months of the above stations. How will you find out the hottest and the coldest months? Now look at the temperature data which has been given from January to December. Find out what is the maximum temperature which is given. Now look at the maximum temperature is in the month of June, 33.6, and the minimum temperature is 13.8, which is month of January. Okay, so the hottest month will be June. The temperature is 33.6 degrees Celsius. Remember, the unit has to be mentioned. If you do not mention the units, then the marks will be deducted. Now, the coldest month of New Delhi is January. The temperature is 13.8 degrees Celsius. Second question is, find out the rainiest and the driest months of the above stations. So, I have taken the example of Mumbai. Looking at the rainfall data, you will be able to find out which particular month has the highest rainfall. Now, if you look at the data, you will find out that month of June records the highest rainfall, that is 61.0, and the lowest rainfall is the rainfall that is nil in the month of March and April. So here, rainiest is July, rainfall is 61.0 centimeters. The driest month are March and April, rainfall is nil. Then question number 3 is, calculate the annual range of temperature of the above stations. The annual range of temperature is calculated by deducting the minimum temperature from the maximum temperature. So maximum temperature minus minimum temperature will give you the annual range of temperature. And I have taken the example of Chennai here. Maximum temperature is 32.5 degree, minimum temperature is 24.5 degrees Celsius. So deduction of the two values will give you the value 8 degree Celsius. The next question is question number 4. Calculate the annual mean temperature of the above stations. Now, how do we calculate the annual mean temperature? The annual mean temperature is calculated in the following way: maximum temperature plus minimum temperature divided by 2. So again, I have taken the example of New Delhi. Maximum temperature is 33.6 plus minimum temperature 13.8 divided by 2 gives you a result 40.5 degree Celsius. Now, the next question is question number 5. It is on how to determine the climate of the above stations on the basis of distance from the sea. Now, on the basis of distance from the sea, we can analyze two kinds of climate. One is the continental extreme climate, and the second one is the oceanic equable maritime climate. Now, continental extreme climate will be experienced by stations having a wide or great annual range of temperature. You remember in the previous calculation I showed you how the annual range of temperature of the above station can be calculated. That is the maximum temperature minus minimum temperature. So when you carry out the calculation, you will be able to find out by a comparative study between two stations whether a station has a great annual range of temperature or it has a low annual range of temperature. If the temperature is a wide range of temperature, then the station has a continental extreme climate, and good example of it is New Delhi. The second one is the oceanic equable maritime climate. Stations having a small or low annual range of temperature will have a oceanic equable maritime climate. Now, all these names are meaning the same. Either you say it's oceanic climate or equable climate or maritime climate. They all mean the same. An example of such station is Mumbai and Chennai. Now, the next calculation is calculate the total annual rainfall of the above stations. Now, how do we calculate the total annual rainfall? The total annual rainfall can be calculated by the summation of rainfall of all the 12 months of the year. So, you take the example of any station and calculate the rainfall data that is given over the year of all the 12 months, and you will get the answer. I have given the example of Mumbai. So I have calculated the annual rainfall of Mumbai, and the answer comes to 183.2 centimeters. The next question is calculate the annual mean rainfall of the above stations. How do we calculate the mean annual rainfall? It is total annual rainfall divided by 12. So I have taken the example of Mumbai. The total annual rainfall of Mumbai I have already calculated is 183.2 centimeters. When we divide this by 12, you get the answer as 15.26 centimeters. The next one is an analysis. Find out the source of rainfall for each station. The first one, if the station receives rainfall during the months June to September, remember, if a station receives heavy rainfall during the months June to September, the source of rainfall for this station will be southwest monsoon. Very good example is Mumbai. You can refer to Mumbai, you will be able to understand this. Number 2, if the station receives more rainfall during the months October, November, and the station enjoys oceanic climate, then the source of rainfall is retreating monsoon. A good example of it is Chennai. Number 3, if the station receives more rainfall during the months December to February and the station enjoys an oceanic climate, then the source of rainfall is the northeast monsoon. And the very good example of it is Chennai. The fourth one, if the station receives more rainfall during the months December to February and the station enjoys continental climate, then the source of rainfall for this station would be western disturbance. So, I hope all of you will be benefited by the discussion on this particular topic, that is climate. Thank you, and I will get to you soon with another topic.